I can think
Kenny,
of 50 other games
That is interesting.
that remind me of Mega Man more than
Kenny,
this game.
I thought you were gonna have my back.
Welcome to New Game Plus. This is a retro gaming podcast where three guys spend 7 days playing one old game and then we talk about it. My name's Dustin.
My name is Kenny.
I usually don't smile with my teeth.
And his name is Nolan. And this is episode 507. Question of the week. What's one upcoming and one already released game that you are most looking forward to playing in 2026? Should we start with Kenny and a non-answer?
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah.
No, I have a real answer. I just think one of them will probably be a lie. I have a game that has already come out that I intend to play.
Yeah.
Will that actually happen? Probably not. Would I like it to happen? Yes.
Okay, then
so I'm
that's
going
a
to make
valid.
that my answer.
That's valid. Fine. What?
I guess it's valid, but you do have full control over that.
Yeah.
He does. I don't know if he does. He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Okay.
I still haven't played Expedition 33, and I should, and I would like to remedy that.
I would
this year.
love that. I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love to hear, your opinions and thoughts and journey and all of that. Would
Same.
your wife watch you play it?
absolutely. If I played
Okay.
it, that's how I would do it. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That isn't one I'd play like solo. It's one I would do like as our like entertainment together.
Yeah.
So
Great answer.
she'd be stoked about that, and I hope to. We'll see if it actually happens.
Now upcoming.
Upcoming. I don't know if you guys maybe like you watched Game Awards and you saw trailers for this, but there's a lot of really popular upcoming game titles that I could not give two flips about. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper on upcoming games, and I'm very intrigued by Out of Words. It's a
Help me
co-op
out.
game. 2-player local co-op. So think some of the other games that have come out recently in that
Split
vein.
Fiction.
Exactly.
whatever.
But all of the animation done stop motion.
That's really cool and interesting.
Super cool.
I have seen something like that.
I have not seen
Super
one
cool.
thing about it.
Yeah, I was at the award show.
But
If
let me
nothing
say
else,
this.
for like the art style of it, I think it
Yeah.
could be a really interesting game to play.
Dustin's like, yeah, about co-op split fiction games. That's how I feel about those games. I don't care at all. I wouldn't even enjoy to
I'm
play it with somebody.
I'm happy for the people it works for, and I think I would enjoy playing it with there's one where two guys are breaking out of prison, I think, and I don't think it even has to be couch co-op. I think you can play that like I could play it with one of you, and I think we'd have a lot of fun doing something like that. I also would have fun, and this is different, but like playing Peak with you guys and things
Sure.
like that. So that's not the same.
But it's like a single
But,
session kind of thing. They're like story-driven co-op ones that always
Yeah,
get
sure.
nominated. It's like it's like a shoe-in
just like
now.
Miss
It's like
Me?
Oscar bait.
Trine, Gloomhaven.
Okay. Those aren't the same. Nolan?
Yeah, mine is probably not a surprise to you. I'm looking forward to Resident Evil Requiem or
Yeah,
RE9.
good answer.
Coming soon. Actually, it's towards the beginning of the year, I think. So I'm pumped about that, and we'll be playing it on launch. I'm gonna get it for sure because
You'll play it on February 27th?
yeah, sounds good to me. I ain't got no plans.
All right.
I'm gonna pay full price because I support Capcom, and yeah, I'm really pumped about that. So that's an upcoming one. I am also excited to continue playing. I'm already playing it. Path of Exile 2. It's a game, Dustin. Let me have my answer. It's a game, like Diablo, but it's way better. And I've been playing the new Path of Exile 2 League that has been out since early December, and I'm still locked in and enjoying it. It's really good.
I'm happy for you.
No, you're not. Kenny, I think is, but he doesn't play that game anymore, and he doesn't like playing that game with me anymore.
No, I do. I every time I play PoE2, I can't. Like
I've
my
invited him
computer
3
can't hang.
times to play it, 3 different leagues in a row, and he's been like, yeah, maybe.
I started one league and I got a good portion into the game until it literally I couldn't progress anymore.
Anyways, Dustin?
Yeah, I 2 games. obviously, many people are excited for GTA 6.
It's not
if it
coming
ever
out next year.
releases
this year.
Right. But okay. I have got one game that you haven't heard of, and another that you have of games that are upcoming. That being said, the list is not exciting me as much as last year's list. I'll just say
It's
that.
really interesting. Yeah, coming off of last year, it's an interesting question.
We're on the down slope of the curve here.
There is this game called Mio, or I believe
Mio
Mio
3?
Memories in Orbit. Oh, it's MIO, I guess. It's a Metroidvania.
Oh,
And
So right
it's
up your alley.
got a hand-drawn art style. It's all about like a rogue AI, something, and it comes out early January, so like really soon. And I can always do more Metroidvania.
by a indie developer.
I guess
Probably.
so. It's not by a large one. They don't even have a Wikipedia, and it's like a French name
Okay,
or something. So I can't
new on the
even
scene, maybe.
pronounce it. And then, hey, we're getting a new Professor Layton this year. Professor
Really?
Layton and
Okay.
the New World of Steam. Yeah, I'd shared a teaser
Will-
trailer with y'all last
Switch
year at
2?
some point. Oh,
I hope it's on Switch 1.
Probably though. That's
No,
the
it's
hang
not.
up.
It won't be exclusive Switch 1 if it is on Switch 1, you know? Like,
Right,
Yeah.
but it might be exclusive Switch 2.
That's what I'm saying.
It
That's what I'm
might
worried
be.
about.
it is Switch 2, yes.
Yeah,
But
that's
for
what I
Ninten-
figured.
For Nintendo Switch and Switch 2.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Okay,
So
I
not
will
exclusive.
be playing.
You're good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dustin, you got to stream for us. I want to watch
Ooh,
you play that game.
You should.
Stream a Switch.
Of course.
Yeah, just unplug your camera and plug in the Switch.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna.
It's
do that 'cause then I have
easy.
to plug it back in.
It's a single HDMI cord. You can handle that.
Come on.
The game that is out, I've got a list of games that I need to play still. One of them that is surging near the top, and I am very devastated that my wife leaves town in like a week or so. But she'll be gone for like a month plus. And one of the games that I'm going to play during that time is God of War Ragnarok. I've been longing for that game. God of War 2018 was phenomenal, and I believe made it into my top 10.
You never
and so
played
it's time to play
Ragnarok?
Ragnarok? No, because
I
of
thought
Nolan.
you had.
Dustin, it's now on the PlayStation Plus free game thing. I can play it now without buying it, and I will play it with you.
Well, I'm happy for you, but I'll be playing it on PC, so
So?
I have to pay for it. But yeah, play it with me. And no, Kenny, I have not played it.
Because we played 2018 around the same
surprises me.
time, is why I said that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been waiting to do it. So it'll be a good year of gaming, hopefully one way or another. And hopefully this year will surprise us with some great games that we didn't expect. Maybe some sneakers, like in our retro game of the week, Shadow of the Ninja.
Overview.
Shadow of the Ninja came out in the early 90s, 1990. This is typical NES era ninja platformer. It's exactly what you would think it is from the name of the game.
There were a lot of those.
We're calling it Shadow of the Ninja, but depending on your localization, since we do have listeners all over the globe, thank you to those of you who are scattered throughout. You may have had this released in your neck of the woods under a different title. Kage, the Dark Operative, is the translated version of the Japanese release. In Europe and Australia, this game was known as Blue Shadow. And let me give you, I don't always do this because it feels like a little bit of a cop-out, but let me give you the plot of the game as it's set up in the game. This is the text you are given to explain to us what is going on in the world. United States of America, year 2029 AD. Due to the dictatorial government of Emperor Garuda, a number of lives have been lost. In order to defeat the Emperor Garuda, two shadows appear. Ninja, they are called.
Play music over this, too.
That's it.
Dang it.
Whole story.
Gotta find out what those shadows are all about.
You're a ninja. You're one of two. You can play as the male lead or the female lead. or together. We'll talk about that. And you got to go kill this Emperor Garuda dude because he's bad news.
The Ninja
Whole
They
story.
Are Called line made me laugh really hard when I was playing
Oh,
because
the
it
whole
says
thing.
Ninja, and then it turns to a different screen and says They Are Called.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Kenny,
That
you talked about,
intro.
obviously, during this time, a lot of ninja games.
Yep.
For good reason. Ninjas are amazing.
Yeah, they're cool.
Not as good as dragons, but around the time were probably as popular. We have surprisingly played a handful of ninja games on the podcast. Y'all can name a few of them.
Ninja
We've played
Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. We've played
Ninja
Ninja
Gaiden.
Turtles.
Oh,
Ninja Turtles. We played a few of those. Turtles in Time and the Manhattan Project and
Correct.
Radical Rescue.
I'm trying to
Oh,
get to one
yeah,
where
yeah.
you like morph into animals. It's called something, but I don't know if Ninja's in the title.
I wouldn't remember. They all blur together. We've also played Ninja Crusaders and The Ninja Warriors.
I think
That's
that
probably-
one may have been the
Animal.
Transformer into Animal Ninja
Yeah,
one. I think it
Animorphs.
was.
There is one more.
It's prob-
It's called Ninja Bread Man.
That one does not count,
Just because it was a little later in the timeline.
yeah.
among other reasons.
I don't know if I would have ever mentioned that one.
The developer is Natsume. They've done other games that we played, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Cool.
I don't.
I don't know which ones, but I do recognize the name. And the
Yeah,
logo.
it's
Okay,
a
well-
familiar NES like game company, but I don't know.
Natsume is known for Harvest Moon,
Oh, that's huge.
Casper.
Casper.
Did we play Casper?
played-
no,
we
we
played
just
a
played the
Casper game.
We played the side
No,
game.
we did
played
play
a
Casper.
Casper
Spin-off.
Yep.
Load Runner. I don't know if they were
Oh.
the only one to do Load Runner, but we played
Load
Load
Runner's
Runner
hype.
back in the day.
I love that game.
I'm looking. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually Harvest. Did we play a Harvest Moon?
No,
Remind
we
me.
have not
no,
played
we
Harvest Moon.
played a
Wild.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was
Another
definitely what I
moon
was
game.
thinking. Okay, yeah. Well, also I don't is Ninja even on here? Okay, Ninja Climb.
Ninja
Is it-
Climb?
I don't even know if this is the same Natsume, but whatever.
Well,
I don't. We may have played some.
I feel like
Natsume.
we have, but I also feel like it's been a minute since we've had an NES platformer. I might be tripping, and I didn't look at our episodes, so it might have been last week for all I know. But it does feel like it's been a minute,
It all blurs together, y'all.
especially a ninja themed one.
The last NES game we played, and it was a platformer, was Mega Man 6.
Yeah,
but
that
that
was a minute ago.
was,
Yeah.
a month or two ago. And then
He's not
bef-
usually a ninja.
Mm-mm.
No, but ninja-esque. And before him, before him, it had been months.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh my
saying.
goodness.
It's just
Wait,
NES comes in waves,
We've-
and then it's like gone.
we've apparently never played an NES. The last one before that, if I'm looking correctly, it was Tiny Toons Adventure.
Wasn't that
No,
like
it
2
hasn't
years
been
ago?
that long.
Yes,
Then that's
There's
not
no
right.
way
Which
it's
was-
been that long.
December 15th, 2024.
I mean,
Okay.
that's technically 2 years ago, but not really.
Oh, whoa,
No,
whoa.
we played the Guardian Legend. I missed that one.
Yeah,
the
I-
Guardian Legend.
I just
so those are the
interpreted that
three though
as last.
in the last year. Wild. We now have a bonus episode exclusive for those on Patreon.
Episode is not an over exaggeration. It's a full episode.
And it's an episode that you get to be a part of.
Yeah, it's called Expansion Pack, and semi-regularly you get to be a part of the conversation, and we're gonna debate, and we're going to scream at each
We're
other.
gonna talk about
Have
video
arguments.
games. Yeah, we're gonna scream mostly though. That's kind of the point of it.
Yeah, we like goats.
You roast us, we roast you. Find out more information at patreon.com/NGP podcast.
Gameplay.
Okay, I hate to make this comparison this early, but it was my first observation, so don't get mad. Mega Man vibes out the gate, and I know it's thrown around pretty loosely, even on our podcast. When we get an NES platformer, that's a little difficult. But from the music to the way it throws you into it, to the combat, to the bosses, to the difficulty being ramped at the start, is just something I felt super early.
I can think
Kenny-
of 50 other games
That is interesting.
that
to me.
remind me of Mega Man more than
Kenny,
this game.
I thought you were gonna have my
Let's-
back.
Let's not be antagonistic. Let's do it like this. Nolan, can you explain that a little bit more? What
I just
about some of these things? Okay, cool. Then yeah, you're an idiot. These now I've got Mega Man in my notes,
Okay.
but I won't bring that up until the aged section.
Okay.
So there is something.
Yeah,
I
know
don't
that,
have
maybe,
Mega Man
but,
in my notes. I
Mega-
never would.
I don't know.
You're allowed to have an opinion. I am not
Oh, I
trying
know
to
that. I'm
like,
just surprised
take
that y'all are
away
so
from you.
against it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Outside of the one thing, I didn't get any Mega Man vibes from the look or the feel or the experience.
I don't know
Yeah.
if your one thing is one thing, but as we were talking about it, the one thing that does come to mind is health bar. You've got, like an actual health
The
bar. here,
vertical
not-
style one.
Yeah, and even where it shows kind of looks a little bit Mega Man-ish. So I don't know, maybe that. But kind of nice that you can take more than one hit on this game.
yeah.
I am terrible at platformers and was able to actually get through a couple of levels here playing the game blind even because it's not an easy game, but not like the hardest NES game we've ever played. I felt like it was
No, you did quite well in the
decent
first
spot.
play. Actually, I was gonna tell you, you cleared stage 1 is pretty good.
He
D-
cleared a few stages.
I
This
did.
guy knew what he was doing. He was.
I'm saying the first
performing
3
better than what? Yeah.
Yeah, stage
This is remarkable.
Stage cleared. That's really good. And like it's a difficult platformer, and so you did good.
Yeah, I was proud.
I would put it up in the NES hard.
I would.
Mega Man hard is harder than NES hard, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Yes. Classic Mega
it
Man
depends
hard
on the
is-
Mega
it-
Man game. It's
and
actually
our
varies
skills.
wildly between them.
Sure. But in my mind and scale, Mega Man hard has always been harder than NES hard. I think this is on the earliest stage of NES hard. I still think it is a difficult game for sure.
It is, but I don't think when I say NES hard, I usually mean you're not gonna beat it without
Castlevania
giving it way
is
more
NES
time than
hard.
it should, or literally, save state exploits. I feel like
Yeah.
it would not happen right away, but I feel like I could eventually beat this game. Actually.
Maybe eventually, but you might be better at video games than me then, because this
You
game gave me
struggled
a
here.
lot of difficulty this week. Let me set up the game now that you, listener, know how difficult this game is. You are presented with an option before the game begins. You have 2 ninjas. You have Hayate, and you have Lady Cade.
No.
It's probably not Cade.
I said
Day.
Kaide.
No, Cade. Kaide. Yeah,
That's
probably.
a good guess. You got girl dude and boy dude.
Well, and the unfortunate thing is they operate exactly the same. There's not one
Right.
smidge of difference between them in the way that they operate. They are the same size. They have the same hitbox. They have the same attacks. They have the same weapons. They don't take any amount of hit difference. Which is super unfortunate because they could have made even just a slight difference. She could have been faster and taken more damage, to offset the fast. And he could have taken more damage and been a little bit slow or something. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that.
That's why they're both dude. Color is the only difference.
Yeah, it's like the Mario thing, like Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed by that too, but the reason that it's like that is because this is one of the earliest NES co-op games, or I mean, it can be a co-op game, which is quite unique for that console. And I think if you had 2 different character like mechanics going at the same, well, I feel like you could do that too. I don't know.
You could do it, but it is early, and in fact, I pulled up the issue this week. Shout out Tom Tate. Nintendo Power 18 claimed that this game was the first to have a 2-person male and female team. I don't know
Sure,
about the
that might be
validity
true.
of that, but Nintendo Power said that.
Sure.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also read that and went, that can't be true. But it,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might be true. I don't know, but that seems wild to me.
Well,
I read it on the Wikipedia, went to and downloaded the scan of the Nintendo
Right,
Power
to,
issue
like,
to make sure the
actually
Nintendo
see it.
Power said this. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and they did, and they did.
I guess that's not too surprising to me, though. I can't really name you many games on that were like co-op at all on the NES. There's certainly some, but most of them were like past the controller style, like Mario, where it was like you die and then it's someone else's turn.
Sure. What you're doing in this game is it's a platformer. So a lot of times you're walking left to right. There's vertical sections as well. There might be a section where you have to go right to left. I don't know. And there is an auto scroll section late in the game, but you are traversing areas, platforms. You're jumping over pits. You are utilizing your weapons, which we'll talk about. That's probably the most interesting thing about this game. And you are fighting enemies that you come across, and then ultimately you're fighting mid bosses and bosses of the stage and of the area.
You say it's the only interesting thing. I'm putting words in your mouth. Implied that it's the only interesting thing. I also found that the movement actually had a little bit of an interesting mechanic. I loved the hanging from platforms and then jumping up to the platform above you and then, pulling yourself down and, hand over hand hanging as well, which is a really cool maneuver. Not as cool as like, I don't know, wall jumping or other stuff you could give to a ninja, but felt different and did give them some sort of interesting things to do with world layouts. It's pretty straightforward platforming, but there's a few places where you have to do interesting things like jumping up and catching a moving platform, but catching it from below instead of like landing on it. That was kind of interesting and different, and I found unique here. So I liked that movement mechanic as well. It gave you a little bit more flavor than just a jump and attack.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I didn't say it's the only interesting, but I did say it's the most interesting, and it is the weapon setup. So each character starts with a katana, and then you're able to get these pickups along the way. I think some enemies drop some pickups, but mainly it's these little crates that you break, and inside there is a I'll call it a power-up, but for reasons that we'll talk about, I hesitated there. And you can, katana, and you can power that up to 3 times total, I believe, or 3 levels. There's 3 levels worth of power-ups. I believe that's the case. And then you've got the Kasuragama. I don't really know how to pronounce it, but it is that chained blade that you see ninjas with. And it is, and you've got power-ups to that as well, power levels, and with that one you can do an angled attack, so you can attack up or even that diagonal, left, right, and down. Maybe I don't remember if you can do down, but it's terrible at close range, but it's got a much further range than your standard katana. Those are your 2 primary weapons.
So first male and female leads. And also first loot boxes.
I know. I kind of really like that, actually. I got excited when I come across them, unless, and we can talk about it here, I wanted to keep my weapon.
It was my least favorite mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, you keep it if you dodge the other one.
I think he's talking about if you get the other items. So there's also shurikens and
grenades.
hand
grenades. No. I'm saying you do want to keep your weapon. He's saying if you want to keep your weapon. And I'm saying, yes, you do want to keep your weapon. You don't want to swap back and forth.
It's like intentionally avoiding power-ups always feels bad to me.
Feels
in
so
games
bad.
where it replaces it, which it does in this case. And as I was playing the game, I had the realization that Castlevania did that too, but I've never cared. But I cared in this game.
But that's special weapon, right?
It's special weapon. You still have your whip and stuff, but you
slightly
still
different.
have to do that thing in Castlevania. I've just gotten over. I don't know why I cared so much here, but I would open up a chest, and if I was hunting for a weapon, that was exciting to me. You said loot boxes.
Sure.
It kind of did feel like that. But when I got what I wanted, or just I don't want whatever was in there, I use the katana. I like the powered up katana the most. That's my favorite weapon. And so I was just
Sure,
I don't want
Absolutely.
anything else. It just feels bad.
It does. And here's the thing. I just think platforming as a genre has obviously changed over the years and has become more of a speed, mobility, fluidity kind of experience where they expect the player not to run like Sonic, but to be moving through the stage and picking up whatever is in front of you.
Without worry
And so
about whatever.
retrospectively, it feels bad to have to slow down and really look at what item comes out before you grab it, because today we're so programmed in platforming to you want the power up,
Get all the
stuff.
stuff. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it was super uncommon in these early games to do this, to have the weapon swap, but it is sort of annoying in some ways because the weapon choice was a replacement, and because there was a series of power-ups, and because once you got those power-ups you wanted to protect them and not take something else, and also not take damage, because you would lose your power up from taking too much damage here, which is interesting. It actually reminded me of like a shoot 'em up a little bit. You see that in a lot of those kinds of games where you're getting a series of power ups, you're choosing one, you're trying to protect it, you're trying not to take damage specifically to keep that power up, and you don't want to swap to something else. It was weird and did feel kind of a little out of place.
Yeah. But like one thing I will say in their defense, I do think they wanted the pace of this one to be slower, and I'm with you, Dustin. I have that same brain where I'm like, go fast, go right, who cares? And even OG Mario takes that approach. And so when you play games like this or like Castlevania and it's slower, you kind of have to play the game the way it wants you to. And I will say that there were some sections of the stages that felt really good in terms of like combat. Like some of the enemies, and I'm not even talking about bosses or mini bosses, felt like real duels. Like I needed to continue to go right, but there was a tricky jump and I didn't want this guy messing with me, and so I had to like actually dodge his mechanics and get my opportunity to attack. And that actually felt really good, and it was a refreshing change of pace for this genre for me.
I don't disagree with you, but I did come across, and maybe this was just me in one place, but it really frustrated me this week. I came across an area that was very tightly, tightly cut, and so, and I guess I still had the katana, and it wasn't powered up enough to do ranged damage, and so. And his attack pattern made it to where I could not. He was throwing he was either shooting or throwing a bow, or not a bow, a boomerang.
I know the idiot. Yep.
And so I couldn't get in there, and I had low health, and so I was screwed. Like I had to take a death because I couldn't. And the second time I got back to him, same exact predicament, and so I couldn't damage boost through him because I would die. I couldn't get up there and get a hit and get down because I didn't have enough range. It was just it wasn't just one place, but I could not get past that place through multiple continues and lives, and it really soured my experiences.
Wow.
Maybe it's just one corridor.
Now someone knows if they have to fight you to just bring a boomerang. Because you're like full on triggered. Yeah.
I know the exact section you're talking about, and I had the same issue. I didn't run into it much more though, and it felt like that part was just not tuned properly, and unfortunately. But if you do have the upgrade, I mean, you wouldn't even comment on it, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's unfortunate.
If you had some life, you would have been able to get through it. This game does. I feel like it expects you to take some damage. They do give you life back every once in a while. Not often, but
every once in a while.
Yeah, but every once in a while you can get some life back, and that was helpful. And when you did take damage, you got a generous amount of iframes. And so if you needed to just sort of like take your lumps and like jump through somebody or take a hit and then move on, you could, and it wasn't the end of the world, which was very nice. It felt like at least it wasn't as strictly punishing as some of these games that are one-shot deaths. And so I just felt like there was a little bit of grace there. Probably being the weakest platformer of the three of us,
The stages are broken up into stage 1, 2, 3, 4, but those stages have 1, 1, and then 1, 2, and 1, 3. But the stages themselves are kind of quick hits, like with a few exceptions towards the end of the game. Um, they're faster. They were over faster than I thought they should be. And
this is a pretty short game.
oh, it's a short game in general, which I'm fine with. I just thought, and maybe it is because they broke it into 3 parts, and it could have just maybe been one stage, with mini bosses or whatever. I was feeling that, but they just felt like there were a few moments where I was like, oh man, the boss already. Like a couple times playing it, I just noticed that.
Yeah, and y'all both said short game. I mean, yeah, I guess if you know what you're doing, but again, I think this is going to be one of those early platforming games that is going to take you many times without save states. It's going to take you a while to play
Yeah,
this
because
game.
no password system, right?
Yeah, no, you do it in one sitting. So
Yeah.
5
like
continues.
sure, you know the game. You're going to be playing this in what 30 minutes. But you coming to this game with normal platforming experience and skills, this is going to take you multiple sessions, multiple hours, in my opinion. But maybe I just had a rough week. I don't know.
You might have had a rough week. I mean, it's not like I'm not saying it's like too short or super short or like noticeably short compared to other platformers. I agree with you.
I think it's
but like
Yeah, I think it's a great length for
I think it's a good length
for the game, but it's just not especially long total.
needs
but
a
yes,
password
you're right,
system.
Dustin.
Like
You're
the
playing.
set amount of continues is interesting. Can you get more? I don't
I don't
No.
think
ever
so.
noticed.
You have 5 continues.
That's
and so
weird to
when
me.
you die, you use a continue. You start back at a checkpoint,
Right.
normally, which is good. But you go through all of
Yeah.
your continues and you start back on the first stage at the very beginning of the game.
That
Yeah.
seems like odd that you can't get more. I'm
Yeah,
fine
it's
without
crazy.
a password system. I'm fine. If the developers say, here's 5 continues, you can earn more if you do well or do the secret or do whatever, great. But it's odd to me that they were like, here's the balance of the game. We think you should be able to do it in 5 continues.
And if
that's
you
it.
can't, you'll never beat it.
That's
Sure,
interesting.
but I mean, the other option of like just give as many continues as you need, this game would feel trivial.
Yeah.
That's not the only
I know
other
it's not
option.
the other option, and Nolan's suggestion of like 1 or 2 more that you find or earn, I think is a great suggestion. But like, there are some games we play that are infinite continue kinds of games. That's not uncommon.
Yeah, I don't want
It
that.
wouldn't work here. It would take away all of the joy of finally beating the game in my mind, just for the way they've set it up. I don't know if that was a good choice or not, but I think given what they did with the game, a limited set of continues makes sense. Then it's a challenge to be beaten.
Sure.
There are a few things that make the game a little bit forgiving. One is that your weapons and their levels carry over in between stages. It's also a double-edged sword because your life also does. So if your life is low, it doesn't replenish, at the start of a new stage.
Did you guys realize or learn at
The
some
bosses?
point? Yeah, that if you stand close to the boss when
Their
they die, that
explosion?
you get some life back, which is super important.
That's
it doesn't
so
tell you
It
this
is.
weird.
unless
It
you
doesn't
find
tell
that,
you that.
accidentally. They probably should have just refilled your life between stages regardless, but they don't. And so if you know that, that will help a ton in being successful at this game.
One other thing I was just thankful for is that pits, this is so unusual to me with these games. Pits are not instant death here.
Nope.
Pits are just do damage to you and it respawns you on the next ledge. That's nice for a game that's
nice.
like this.
Very
so there is
nice.
some balance and some
Sure.
help there, but still very challenging.
Bosses. We should talk about bosses because this game
should.
has very distinct bosses. They're very different from one another, which is great and refreshing, and they're quite unique. So the first one, the first one you fight is just some military guy that slides at you a bunch. I feel like it's kind of a softball because you just jump over him. the
Mini
whole
boss.
time.
I think he's a mini boss,
Yeah.
right? Like he's only at the end of the
he-
first stage.
He gets a whole bar, like all the
Sure.
other
Yeah, but
bosses
like
do.
the true boss are at the ends of
Yeah.
the third stage. That you're right.
Okay.
And
fair
it's
enough.
that robotic
It's
missile
the flying
flyer
bee
hover.
thing, or not a bee,
And
but
he's-
like it's shooting projectiles at you. Kenny,
He's
again,
not-
you did it.
He's not too bad either. Yeah,
I
he's pretty
was
easy.
like, you're dying for sure. But there's mini bosses too, which is great. So they actually spent a lot of time designing them and kind of I mean, not.
And they're all different.
Yeah, they're all different. Balance is not the right word, but they all play differently, and you're going to need to deal with them differently, which is really
Gonna have to learn some patterns. If you have to, one or two of them, you can kind of just brute force your way through. But the nice thing, I don't know if you guys ever utilize this, but you also have that special ability, which you can use.
Bro, yes.
Which was a great way to finish off a boss
You have an
if they
ult.
got relatively low. Yeah, you got an ult. It takes a chunk of your health, but if you're using it right before you're about to get health back from the boss dying anyways, it kind of didn't super matter, and so it was a great way to like finish off a boss. The animation on that was actually kind of
it's great.
sick.
Yeah,
You like
Like,
grab
he holds
that
the sword
sword
vertical.
and put
It's
it
like
in the air,
Highlander.
and it like
Yeah.
and it like zaps everything with lightning. It's actually kind of cool move.
because of the cost, I only used it like in a few platforming sections because I was like, this is annoying to deal with
Way
normally.
too many enemies.
Yeah.
Because it's a full stage clear as well, if you need it to be.
Yeah.
Like, it'll kill all the
It's
enemies.
really cool. It's really cool.
Aged.
I don't know if y'all felt it this week, but I was getting Mega Man vibes.
Okay.
Stop it.
Specifically with the music.
Okay.
I think this game shines most on its sound front. Well, not even on its sound front, on its music, on its OST. And from my first experience through to the end, not every track and not identical, but it's giving classic Mega Man.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
Like-
said earlier.
Hardcore, especially with one or two of those songs.
I know. I wrote down one that stood out. Stage 3 song is crazy good. It's super good. And then I put be right back and listen to the whole thing, and I did. I listened to the soundtrack. I mean, it's up there.
Yeah.
It's really quality.
Yeah, I listened to I don't always do this, but when there's especially good tracks in some of these retro songs, I'll pull up the OST, the full OST on YouTube and listen through the whole thing. And this is one that is totally listenable.
Yeah.
All of the songs are anywhere from good to remarkable.
Mhm. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like they fit really well into the NES catalog. Like sometimes we talk about how the music fits the theme. That's not really the case here. Like I wouldn't say that. They're just good. They're just nice to listen to. And yeah, I agree with you. I think it's way up there. And along with that, the stage design all are unique looking and have distinct looks to them, so pair that with a distinct song, and I think that's great. And it's not asking much, but a lot of NES games didn't do that. They reused songs, they reused a lot of assets, and of course that happened here. But they were done really well. Like the sewer stage, which I think is like the first part of stage 2, looks fantastic, and the enemies were unique too. Like in that stage, you have enemies on their back in the water underneath you, like with with what are
With those, yeah,
trying to shoot you with
bamboo
poison
reed
darts.
pipes.
To breathe. They're using it to breathe. I mean,
Yeah.
that's great. That's really good.
No, agree. I think it's a really good looking game.
And also, that gave me the moment where Kenny said, "Ninja out of water, ninja out of water."
Yeah, he freaked me out. It was a fun moment. The animations look pretty good too. Distinct levels. I mean, fine, nothing like to write home about. But the weapon upgrades are all there and look different. Your movements feel. I thought it was a pretty good looking game. To some degree, I feel like I'm a little surprised I had never known about this game because it delivered on enough interesting quality things that I was like, huh. Surprised I missed this one.
Yep.
And I also don't think that I've heard of it, but when you've got such a generic name in an era where all the ninja games are coming out, I think
True.
it's easy
That's
to call it
true.
Ninja Bread Man, and we will remember it.
Don't
Sure.
don't do that.
It is
but
generic name for sure.
also consider giving it a little bit more of a thoughtful story than
No.
there's a big bad guy, go get rid of him,
No
but
one
in like
cares about
two
the
poorly
story
written lines.
in these games.
Dustin
Yeah.
does.
No, he doesn't. Not in
sure
this
I do.
game.
Can y'all talk to me about the 2-player simultaneous co-op? What is it? I mean, we didn't
Great
play it
choice.
this time, and I think, well, yes. Talk
He's
to me
trying
about
to
it.
say that we can't do it, and I don't care.
Sure.
I don't think you
that's fine.
lose anything.
You say we can't do it. just because we don't have real life friends sitting next to us, it's 2026. By the end of the year, I might have an AI couch co-op robot buddy sitting beside me.
He'll be too
that
good
can
at it. He'll be
play
better than you.
the blue ninja while I play the red ninja, and we can be awesome together.
I do think
Yeah,
it,
you think the thing you're going to want to do most with that is play video games?
Yep.
good answer. I think it would be so fun to be able to play this co-op. So I to your point, Dustin, yeah,
It's
Agreed.
simultaneous.
I
You're
know.
both on the stage?
yeah.
And simultaneous, and it kind of fixes the whole weapon thing because each of you grabs
One of you can have
weapon
range.
lane,
Yeah.
and then whoever just needs that weapon just
Yeah.
grabs it, and it gives you short range and longer range. I think it's a much better game as a 2-player game. The couple of things that I disliked about this game are solved if you play it with a buddy.
That's I
Interesting.
mean, that's super interesting. I do wonder if that's what it was kind of made first and foremost for.
I wonder that too.
Sure.
I mean, playing it solo, I can say I don't think you're not getting a good cohesive game out of it. I think it's totally a single player game as well.
No, there's just the frustration of moments where you have a longer range weapon that literally can't hit the guy that's right up on you in your face.
Yeah, maybe
And
maybe
you're like,
it was
what
designed
do I do about it?
around
you know?
2.
I do guarantee you that there is probably tons of slowdown if you're playing 2 players because it is already pushing it with all that's on the screen at one time. You've got multiple bullets sometimes. You've got the background rain, which is just tons and a
even
lot.
that first
And then
stage.
the actions of your own character, you multiply that by a second, you're going to be
Yeah.
lagging the entire
It's just
way.
bullet time is all it is. It's
Absolutely.
ninja
You
bullet.
just be like, "Hey, I'm about to spam, so just be ready for lag."
It's not a series. However, there was a remake.
I know.
And I
Yep.
do actually remember this at the Game Awards. It was announced a year or two ago, but Shadow of the Ninja Reborn released in 2024.
Yeah. And also that company they've been remaking a bunch of games like this, and apparently people are loving them. It looks really good. Like visually, I looked it up, it looks awesome. I don't know if it's faithful to this game, but
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's kinda
definitely a
crazy.
reimagine. It's not,
Oh,
it's not
for
a remake.
sure.
It's a whole
Yeah.
new game, but it's sort of in the same vein and with some similar kind of core mechanics, and then lots of modernization and quality of life, and
Sure.
whatever else.
looks good.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Nolan. It looks great.
If you want a copy of Shadow of the Ninja for your Nintendo Entertainment System, it is going to run you $80 loose, $450 complete in box,
Golly.
and
Oh.
$563 new.
Whoa. I didn't expect that.
Wow.
Final thoughts.
At the end of each and every one of our episodes, we determine whether or not the game gets our vote for New Game Plus status, which is our general thumbs up or thumbs down. It does require 2/3 of the vote to swing one way or the other. Kenny, what did you think of Soten?
Yeah, I'll give this New Game Plus.
Symphony
was
of the Night?
It was a good little game. It's not a perfect game. There's certainly some frustrations. Definitely a little bit of difficulty. Little bit of aging factors. Probably a better game as a co-op game, just ultimately. But it looked good. It sounded good. It was responsive. I felt like it was relatively easy to learn. I felt like it was doable, even though there was some difficulty. It was playable. Just a quick and fun, if sort of uninspired and kind of just cookie cutter NES ninja fare for the time. So like a little bit of a mixed bag. Overall, I had fun. I think it did a lot of things well. Enough so that I'm going to say probably a little bit of an overlooked game, and I'm glad I got to play it. So I'm going to give it New Game Plus.
I largely agree with you, Kenny. But here is what I would say. I think Shadow of the Ninja is a good game, but not a great game. I think there's a lot of flaws here. And when it comes down to it, just at the end of the day, there's two things that are going to decide my vote. One, fun factor, and two, will I recommend it? or would I recommend it? Did I have fun? No, not really. Outside of my first experience with it, because it puts a good foot forward with its graphics and its music. I mean, everything right away. I was like, okay, that's pretty sick. But I never felt the movement didn't feel good to me. The weapon, we've already exhausted that conversation, but the weapon swapping and depowering never felt good to me. I'm telling you, that one corridor that I had to do multiple times to get through was very, very frustrating. And I know it might just be one corridor.
He broke you though.
He broke me, and I had to force myself to keep coming back to it this week after that. But it's a good game. But I didn't have much fun with it, and I would never recommend this game to anyone. I think it's forgettable. It's a good game. There are some things that are great about it. I'm looking at you, soundtrack, and some of the visuals for 1990. But it's also just problematic, and it just never felt fluid to me. It never felt good. The movement, the combat, it was there. It was okay. I'm glad it was made, and some people are probably really going to find some enjoyment here, although I don't know if it would be anyone's favorite game. So would I recommend it? And fun, both on the negative side there, so I am not going to give Shadow of the Ninja my vote. Nolan, it's up to you.
I'm really... I don't know why I haven't heard of this game, because it feels like a game that should be mentioned quite often, actually, when you're talking about NES platformers. And maybe it is because it is generically named, and it's just a ninja platformer, and there's Ninja Gaiden, and there's probably like 3 others that people know about before they know about this one. There's probably even one called like Shadow Ninjas. That's like, I would not be surprised if there's a game like that. So I don't know though, because when I really think about it, there's not a ton I have to complain about with this game. The biggest one is the power-up swapping. But, and again, in Castlevania, I forgive them for it. But here I was mad. At the end of the day, I can get over that. So I, unlike Dustin, thoroughly enjoyed my time with the game. I was impressed with how playable it still is. Like, you still have NES slowdown, but like, outside of that, I think the enemies are placed appropriately. I think the platforming is solid. Variety of bosses, excellent soundtrack, really excellent. Like, I did not expect that. And visuals are good. I think this game's great, and I think it should be talked about more. So, NGP till 2029 or whenever this game takes place.
Interesting. Okay, so based on this game and our experience with it, what does the year of NGP entail for us?
It's going to be really good for Nolan and I.
Dang, is that what that means?
And you're just going to kind of put up with it.
I'm going to be stuck in a corridor being killed over
and over again.
All right. Well, Shadow of the Ninja is New Game Plus certified, but what did you think? On our YouTube poll, 23% said yes, it's worth playing today. 1% said no, go play something else. 76% have never played it because it's called Shadow of the Ninja.
Yeah, because it's called like, you could probably Google it and it comes up wrong.
Many from our community played along with us this week and sent in their thoughts. Shane said, Shadow of the Ninja is a solid 2D platformer I had a pretty fun time with. The limited continues aren't my favorite, but I was able to use save states pretty well to ignore that. I could definitely see this game being quite a struggle for a kid back in the day. I had some struggle myself, even with save states. I generally like to meet a game where it is, so I would only use them at the checkpoints in the game, except for at the final boss. The final boss took me a ton of attempts, and imagining having to do the whole stage every time was too much, especially since for the rest of the game the bosses had checkpoints at them. Ultimately, I don't think there's much to make this game stand out, but not enough I dislike to not recommend, so barely NGP from me.
I feel like it's kind of living in that range. Maybe perfect rental game. Like, if you beat it, you beat it. If you don't, you didn't, but you didn't super care about it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Oh, I buy that. Super Gamer Guy said, this is a solid game in Natsume's catalog. Impressive visuals and a banger soundtrack made up for the somewhat stiff gameplay and occasionally poor enemy placement. The majority of the game is still tons of fun. However, the damage values are fairly minimal in the long run, worth giving it a shot if you like 8-bit platformers with some challenge to them.
Yeah. I feel like I would recommend it to anyone who loves NES platformers. Like I think it's in that conversation. Not of the best, but certainly for something someone should play.
I don't know if it'd even make top 10.
Well, no, but there's a lot of NES games.
Yeah, that's reserved for Mega Man 1 through 10.
Right, yeah.
Kaldaka said, Soten absolutely has that Natsume feel.
Stop saying that.
And like its fellow game Scat, it's much, much better with a person playing beside you. It's fair, fine looking, and fun. I'll give it barely passable NGP plus if playing solo, but if you're playing with a friend, this gets a recommendation without a doubt. P.S. If you really want to easily play co-op, the remake Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is a fantastic option.
What's Scat?
Shadow Cat I don't know. SCAT. What do you think that is? We should probably know. It's probably a game we
you want to
played.
know the actual definition?
Let's move on. And then finally, Hey Brother 45 said, everything about this game screams early 90s. You play as two ninjas fighting an evil dictator in futuristic New York City. The co-op in the futuristic setting makes this feel almost like Ninja Gaiden meets Contra. This game is a pretty standard hack and slash. You do some platforming, kill all the enemies, and repeat. Unlike Ninja Gaiden, the challenge here feels fair. The core gameplay mechanics of slashing enemies and picking up weapons or weapon power-ups make this a game that can easily be understood and picked up by almost anyone. I have strong nostalgia for playing the co-op mode with my brother when we were kids. That is by far the best way to play the game. I give this game NGP status as it may not be groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but not every game can be.
Ninja Gaiden is fair, but y'all aren't ready for that conversation.
If we play one more set in the far future game that's like tomorrow or last week, I'm gonna have a mental breakdown.
2029 is like
even more of a mental breakdown.
It's like 3 years
just
away.
Lose it.
You're good.
I know, and I can't handle that fact.
For now, we are going to set aside Shadow of the Ninja, but we are not going to randomly select from our Retro Master List. No, we're starting the new year differently because it is time again for a Director's Episode!
Always hype.
This time, we are going to be bringing on Carson to the show to talk about a game that he selected for us to play for the next 7 days. And it is likely one of the strangest entries that we played on the podcast this far.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Also, one of the more recent, depending on what date you accept.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
Okay, so like just at 15 years old?
Well, it depends, because the initial public alpha released in 2009, but it formally released in 2011, which would, yes, just be 15 years ago now.
Okay.
It is a sandbox game. It has been ported to numerous platforms. You can play it on virtually anything. In this game, you explore a procedurally generated three-dimensional world with virtually infinite terrain made up of cubes. It is developed and published by Mojang Studios. For the next 7 days, we are playing a game called Minecraft.
Hey, have either of you played it ever?
Not enough to count.
Same.
I am really scared because
I'm going to be honest.
I mean, one of the most popular games of all time.
Yes.
Probably I think.
For
I
great
think
reason and valid reasons.
Well,
how I have to think about how we're going to play this like accurately, like around the 2011 version, if that's possible.
I will say Carson has given it some thought.
Okay.
And I actually today downloaded it, and you can go back to version 1.0 release. And so
you?
I'm
Great.
going to at least start there, and then I'll probably play the
new one,
updated
just to
version,
see
compare
the
and contrast,
changes,
but
because it's very different. It's very
1.0 is there and now downloaded to my computer.
Wait, I didn't know that. I might play that just to feel something. I didn't know you could do that.
Just to feel something. That's why
I played alpha.
we all play video games.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm I'm gonna just watch the movie this week instead.
Okay.
Chicken jockey.
Find a copy of Minecraft and play it along with Dustin, Kinney, Nolan, and Carson for the next 7 days.
Join our Discord server at discord.gg/NGP podcast. Jack Black's actually in there.
We'll be hosting a Minecraft server for the week that you can also.
So,
yeah, also
that's
live.
not true. That's not true at all.
I could.
But we could, yes. Patreon.com is where you can go if you want to play along with us this week, or to support your favorite retro gaming podcast. You'll be joining folks like Carson, our director, who will be on next week, Bro Jim, Jesse, Sasser, and Siegfried. Big shout out to all of the director level supporters. And our many producer level supporters. We want to say thank you to you as well, including Alex, Marlene, Antonin, Artemis, Chuck, Band Nerd, Ben, Champagne Vinaigrette, Craig, Dagny, Flumbus, Garlisle, Hallex, Harold, Hey Brother, Infinite Knife, J. Robert, Jake, Justin, Caldaka, Clint, Levi, Loser, Maximum, Megatroid, Miss Muso, Mystic, Not Enough Dog, Rad, Max, Sajan, Scotty, Shane, Shauna, Snake, Medic, Spinny the Jet, Swaggy, Taco Fish, Thomas, Tibbs, Tim of the T, Tins, Unbedavable, Zachary, and Zion. We appreciate all of your support.
Go take a breath. You can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Links are in the show notes. Listen directly on any podcast provider of your choice. Make sure you subscribe so that you are the first to get new NGP episodes. And while you're at it, please leave a kind rating and review. Our episode artwork was created by our friend Dave. Our video episode was edited by our friend Dylan. Our audio episode was edited and produced by our friend Dan Willett. Join us next week as we play Minecraft.
Crazy.
Weird. Until then, I'm still a generic ninja.
I'm going to build a house, and it's going to be the most uninspired thing you've ever seen.
Okay, on second thought, someone in the community knows how to do this. Set up a server for us, and I'm Nolan.
And this has been New Game Plus.